Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Bikes, Baits and Bits. As you can see, for today's task we are very much on the boats. We've got a Yamaha 40 out start with the lower end. We've got drain the oil out to change that. We've got an anode down there and we've got to drop the bottom case off to do the impeller and just check everything's okay down there. So that's where we're going to start today, and with a bit of luck we'll get up to the top here. We've got another 2 anodes to change out, check clean the thermostat and spark plugs, etc. Then we'll be like greasing up steering tubes and all that sort of stuff. So not a massive job, but still one that can go horribly wrong, but hopefully this one won't. Right, so first of all we'll get the top screw out. This is a little bit easy to get at. We've got the boat almost right the way down at the front, so we've not got a lot to go in. So that's that one. When he wants to come up. The bottom one's tucked right down here. Come on. Yeah. At least they're good and tight. This is not bad what's coming out at the moment. It's a nice dark colour, it's not milky, so there's not been a lot of water in there. So we'll just let him drain. While we're waiting for the oil to finish draining, I'll pop the plugs out, quick look, see what she's running like, and put the new ones in. That's actually quite loose, that one. But it's verging on the side of being ever so slightly lean. We'll see what this one's like. That one is also not very tight. That one's got a little bit more colour to it. But yeah, to be fair, they're not too far off. So we'll just pop the new one. Looks like they've sent the wrong ones. Spark plug B7HS, yeah, they should be BR7HS, I believe. Tells us on here. Yeah, BR7HS. We'll pop these ones in for now, but we'll swap them out before it goes back to its owner. Now, I always like to put a little dab of oil on these threads. That's them in. So we'll pop him back on that. Pop him back on there. Right, we could pop the thermostat while we're here. Now for this one, I'm actually going to check we've got the right gasket. This is the gasket supplied. Let's have a look, see if there's anything remotely like the shape of the colour. Yeah, we're good. So we'll pop him off. What we're actually looking for in here is for these salt build up and stuff, because this one does actually get used out at sea. So okay. You see, it all seems fairly clean. That's not bad as thermostats go. Yeah, there's a little bit of salt hanging around, but no, certainly nothing major. Right, the oil is almost finished draining. What I'm going to do now is just pop the anode out of here. Although this one looks to be in very good shape, but we'll change it anyway. So that's the one we've just taken out. Just to tilt the camera up. Right, so this is the one we've just taken out. There's not a lot of difference. There's not a lot of difference in those at all. So, but we'll put the new one in. We'll just clean that bolt up. So we need a good electrical contact with it. Okay, it's the bolt cleaned up, so we'll pop him back in. Right, so that's him in there. Right, so I've already got the pipes off, so we'll just pop the fuel filter off, ready to give him a new element. Nothing too hard. Not even a washer. So I guess these spanners off from there. It needs clean anyway. She's well in there, that's for sure. Oh well, we'll take them to the bench. Right, we've got the new filter in. That was kind of harder than it could have been, but we got it in eventually. It's another one of those, probably could have got away with just cleaning the element on the old one, but sometimes peace of mind is just get a new one in. Spanner is with the spanner. That's it. Right, so it's in locked up. Now this one is in. So the fuel, so that one's out here. I'll just show you these. I don't know if you can see these, but just on top of here, there's direction arrows, so you always know which way it's got to go. Right, this is the oil that's come out. As you can see, it looks pretty good. I'll just turn the light on, find the button. So yeah, as you can see, there's no emulsified white cheese, cream cheese going on in there, so that's a good result. So what we can do now is tip the motor up and get the actual bottom gearbox off. So that's the next task. Right, we're now prepping to drop the bottom gearbox. This here is the gear rod, and as you can see there's a lock nut there and a barrel, so I've already just loosened it. We have to wind this off, and then we've got these two bolts there to the other side, and that should be it for this one. Then we've got access to the impeller and everything. It's kind of a good idea not to move or slacken the nut off too much, because then you can retain the position out, so you know how far you've got to wind this adjuster nut down to get the gear linkage back in the same place. They can be a little bit fiddly as well, so the easier you make it for yourself the better. By the way, to do this you have to drop it in gear to bring it down to a point where you can actually access it, I think. Yeah, that's it, that's that one off. As you can see, we've still got a little bit of oil coming out of there. Now we've changed the angle of it, so we'll just let that sort itself out. We'll just let that sort itself out, and then we'll start undoing the 4 main bolts. Right, we've got the 4 bolts out. I've put the gearbox screws back in for now, just to stop any crap getting in there while we're doing other stuff, and also stop getting covered in oil as well. Now these are very much, be mindful of the thinning. As far as I can see, the join is there. Actually, I think we will just take him out again. We might got a little bit ahead of ourselves. There's a little ratchet gun. We'll just pop him back out for now, just in case it goes through both parts. Sets him back out. Now, this is why you never go mad beasting stuff, trying to figure it out. So you can see, we've just took the trim tab off, and sitting under there, there's another bolt. So that'll be what was holding her. So we'll pop him out. Right, what you'll see now, as we start undoing this bolt, the whole unit's starting to drop. So that was all that was holding it. It's hard to call because some of these can be a right arsehole to get off, and some come off really easy. I just suddenly had a thought from one of my previous Yamaha 40s, or Mariner 40s, it was made by Yamaha, that there was a bolt under here. So if you have to do one of these, always try and remember that one. If you don't remember it initially, just remember not to beast stuff. So let's drop him off. There he comes. Alright, so there we have. In here was the impeller, which is the bit we're now going to, or the bit we want to get at. So that's the bit that pumps the water around to keep the engine cool. So we'll sit him up there. What is on this? 4 bolts. They look like the same size. Oh, loose as well. I get the feeling this impeller is going to be perfectly fine. They are a service item. 2 years, I believe, is the recommended. 2 years or so many hours, about 100 hours, I think. It's obviously a leisure boat, so leisure boats take an awful long time to hit 100 hours. But because these are made of rubber, they do go brittle, so hence why you need to change them out anyway. So this last bolt. It should all be the same size. Back ones are, yep. But there's always one that doesn't want to come out in there. Right, so that's those out. That should then release the cup. And up she comes. What is also important to remember is which ways these impeller blades are curling. The reason for that being, when this goes back together with the new impeller, you need to have it going in the right direction. So hopefully, by the looks of that, it's going to come up nice and easily. It is. Be wary, just make sure you don't lose the woodruff key. This just slides off. I've had one of these in the past, and basically I had to cut the impeller off with a grinder. It was seized on that badly. So this is a new impeller. It's the same both ways up. So actually, I'll just lie to you. It only goes one way up. So you can see on this side, you've got the keyway for the woodruff key. On that side, it isn't there, so that's obviously the top. I forgot which way around it is. Right. Go there. Right there. Once it lines up, we should just slide straight down. Once it lines up. As soon as it doesn't want to. Okay. So this one here, keep your finger on it. Push him down. There you go, he's down. Right, so that's that part. You have to make sure the O-ring sits back in there nicely. Which he is. So he goes that way round, and the blades right, so looking at it from the top, the old ones are curled that way, so we've got to put this on with a twisting motion like that. So I'll put it on about 90 degrees offset, check inside the cup here, make sure it doesn't look overly worn or anything. This one looks absolutely fine. So no issues with putting this one back together. So we just drop him down there, get the impeller, and you just push and twist. And that's it. That's him now down. Pop bolts back in. Now we haven't changed them this time. Always pays to have a gasket handy for below the wear plate, because when you pull this cap, you never know if the wear plate's going to come with it, and if it does, it will split the gasket. So we have one in the box waiting to go. I'd rather have it and not use it than pull it apart and not have it, and then you're waiting around again for your new one. I mean, as soon as this weather, with terrible weather at the moment, high winds and whatever, hardly spring-like, but as soon as the weather does sort itself out slightly, the owner of this one wants to be getting it out on the water and get after some bass and eventually some taupe. Nip them down. It is no ring seal, so you don't need to go mad. Obviously, you don't get too loose, and then yeah, so that's that good. So we could have left the anode in, but we didn't. Now this is the tricky bit. Let's get in the shaft back in. Let's just go. Wow. Why can they all be like that? Okay, my short 14 socket's gone missing. This is what happens when you let your teenage kids in your workshop. I'll turn the camera off, you don't need to see me just winding these in, this can take a little while. Right, that's this all now back together, so we're going to drop it back down, pop the 2 drain screws out and we'll get some oil in. What we have to do is put the attachment in there, pump the oil up till it comes out of there, then you can get that one in, then get this one out as fast as you can, get the drain plug back in, and that's it, fresh oil. Before I do actually do that, I'm just going to put new washers on these. Anything to stop any seawater getting in is good. So just hook him out. Across the door. There it is. Right, so we place him with a fresh fibre washer. Drop down there. And we've got one on this screw as well, so we'll pop him off. Right, as you can see, genuine Yamaha. These should be the right ones. So we'll get them installed. Then we'll drop the unit down, get her oiled up. And that's the bottom half done. Right, so what we've got for this one is full on Yamaha gear oil. Unfortunately, the pump I have doesn't fit this bottle. So I've got an empty Quicksilver bottle, so I'm going to put the oil in there, then pump it in. There's about half a litre there. That should be enough. Oh, we'll see. Right, this is the pump. Just blow the last of the Quicksilver oil on. There you go. Right, so we just lift him finger tight. There's no ring on there to see that. Push him back on. Let's just wipe all this oil up. This gearbox oil, it stinks. It's that sweet, sickly smelling stuff. Right, let's start pumping. There you go, we've now got oil coming out of the top hole. So, let's get the 2 screws. Too slippery. Come on. Come on. Ah, it's all soaked in oil. There we go. It's getting rather difficult to hold on to. Now, this one's there, ready to go. screwdriver. Right, he's nipped. Let's get my big screwdriver. That's it, it's tight. I'll tip this back up. Make it easier to get this one. There, that's him nipped. Right. Right, I've just washed this area off here and the top one with some carb cleaner, got rid of all the oil residue. I'm going to leave it like this for a little bit just to make sure these are sealed up nice and tight. So if we come back to it in a bit and we get oil residue showing there, then we know we've got a slight dribble, which we don't want, because if oil can get out, that obviously means water can get in. So that's kind of the bottom done. I'm going to leave it there for today, because main job up the top now is I've got two anodes to go, and I'm not entirely 100% sure where they go because I can't see them on this motor. Hopefully we haven't got to strip the motor to put them internal, but I need to check and find out. If we do, we may have to order some new gaskets. But yeah, so we've got those two anodes to do, and then we just lube up the steering cables. There's a bit of an issue with the catch mechanism up here, apparently not catching the outboard when it's in the down position. So we need to find out what that's about. So yeah, let's we'll do some research tonight. We'll carry that on. I'll take it out of gear as well. But for now, that's it. So we'll see you tomorrow.